A 1 English reading test. Guess who? Maria? Hello. My name is Maria, and I'm from Spain. I am a teacher. I work with young children. In my free time, I like to read books and cook Spanish food for my family. At the weekend, I enjoy meeting friends. We often visit museums and sometimes go to concerts. Tom. Hi. I'm Tom and I come from the United States. I'm a doctor. I love basketball. I often play with my friends on the weekend. In the evenings, I usually watch films at home with my friends. On Sundays, I often go hiking in the mountains to take pictures. I have a younger sister. She lives with my parents. Aiko. Good morning. I'm Aiko, and I'm from Japan. I don't work because I'm a student studying medicine. I'd like to be a doctor and work in a big hospital. I don't go out a lot because I like to spend time by myself. I even travel alone. I don't have brothers or sisters, and my friends don't like traveling. I don't like watching TV, so I always play video games after dinner. Luis. Hey, how are you? I'm Luis from Brazil, but I live in Australia. I'm a chef, and cooking is my passion. When I'm not at work, I always order takeaway food. I love pizza. Football is my favorite sport, but I don't play it. I watch it on TV at the weekend. I have a big family, but I never see them because they are in Brazil. I miss them very much.
Famous people's first jobs. Not all famous people were born into famous families. A lot of them had normal lives before becoming famous. They also had jobs like the rest of us. Here are just a few. Former President Obama worked at an ice cream parlor selling ice cream cones. He was in high school in Honolulu, Hawaii, and said it was quite hard. He also said that the job taught him about responsibility, hard work, and how to spend time with work, friends, and family. Brad Pitt had a weird job when he was younger. He worked as a chicken. That's right. He worked at a restaurant called El Pollo Loco in Hollywood, and his job was to dress up like a chicken and wave at the cars on the road. In fact, if you go on a See the Stars tour in Hollywood, many of them will take you past the same restaurant where Brad used to work. Maybe the strangest path in life was that of Pope Francis. When he was young in Argentina, he worked several jobs before joining the Jesuits and dedicating his life to religion. He worked as a cleaner sweeping floors, a chemical tester at a laboratory, and as a bouncer at a bar. Yes, the Pope was the person responsible for security at a bar in case anything wrong happened. Can you imagine?
Where are you going to shop? Hi Karen, thanks for your message. Welcome to the neighborhood. Of course I can help you find the shops you need, it's not a problem. This weekend, I'm going to buy some clothes for my children, so you can come with me. There's a shop near my house. It sells good quality clothes and they're not expensive. They sell shoes too, but they cost a lot of money. They're open every day from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., but they close at 3 p.m. on Sundays. For your cat or a dog, you can find anything you need at the pet shop next to the school. I'm going to get some food for my cat there this afternoon. You can come with me. I also need to buy some eggs and vegetables for our dinner. The grocery store is very close to the pet shop. I'll show you where. Tomorrow, we are going to visit the toy shop at the end of town, but it's not far. I'm going to buy a present for my daughter. It's her birthday. Do you want to come with us? After that, we can go to the new bakery for some fresh bread and some cakes. About school materials for your children, next week, I'm going to buy some notebooks and pens for my son at a stationery store not far from your house. We can go together if you want. Is Tuesday okay for you? I'm busy in the morning, but I'm free in the afternoon. Let me know. See you soon. Maria.
Tips for traveling alone. Traveling alone seems scary if it's the first time you are going to leave the comfort of home. You will probably think about the potential risks or difficult situations. What happens if I get ill or have an accident? Isn't it dangerous to go out alone at night? What happens if I get attacked? Isn't it strange to eat at restaurants alone all the time? Most travelers have these worries and more before their first trip alone, but all these fears disappear when they see all the benefits of this great experience. Here I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to travel alone and have a good time. Speak the language. Humans are sociable creatures. We all need to talk to other people. If you are traveling alone, It's a good idea to go somewhere you speak the language. Sleep with the locals. Hotels are comfortable but very lonely, and hostels are perfect for people who travel alone, but you will only speak with other tourists. Try to rent a room in an apartment. This will give you a connection with local residents, and they can give you a lot of tips on what you can do. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid of asking. Ask for directions in the street, or ask about the place, the culture, or the customs to the local people that you find in bars, parks, etc. You will be surprised how much people like to talk about their town or their culture. Remember, you are alone. Asking can be an effective way to start a conversation and meet new people. Going to the mall. Every city in the USA has a mall or four. There are about 1,100 malls in the US. These giant store-filled buildings are one of America's greatest entertainment options for teens and families. Mall of America in Minnesota is the largest mall. It is so big that it has an amusement park in it, Nickelodeon Universe, with several roller coasters. There are more than 500 stores in it, about 400,000 square meters, and about 12,000 people work there. But malls nowadays aren't the same as they used to be in the 80s and 90s. During those decades, teens would go to the mall and spend hours shopping, playing video games at the arcade, or just hanging out with friends. It was cool in the summer and warm in the winter. In those days, malls provided the perfect source of shopping and entertainment for entire families. Nowadays, you can still eat in the food court and go to the movies, but there aren't many arcades left. Millennials have their Xboxes or PS4s, and they like shopping online, which is also happening with more and more people from other generations. And as more people shop online and play video games at home, fewer people go to the mall to hang out. Hopefully, malls will remain one of the great American pastimes. But only time will tell how people in the future will prefer to spend their time. What is wearable technology? Wearable technology, or wearables, is the name for the type of electronic devices we can wear as accessories, implanted in our clothing or even in our body. Wearables are hands-free gadgets with microprocessors and a connection to the internet. Wearables have existed for hundreds of years. Pocket watches, which later became wristwatches, or glasses, were some of the first examples in the history of wearable technology. People wore them to have a more comfortable life, and we still do. Glasses help you see, and watches give you helpful information. But modern wearable devices are more complicated. They are electronic, and they use the internet to collect, store, and send different kinds of information. The first popular electronic wearable technology was fitness trackers, like Fitbits, which became popular in the 2010s. They monitor your heart and movement and help you keep fit. Now, wearable technology helps people stay healthy in new ways. For example, the IT bra is a patch. Women wear it inside their bras, and it checks for breast cancer. Heart Guide looks like a smartwatch, but it can measure blood pressure. It can also track information about a person's lifestyle, for example, how much they exercise. Then it shares this information with the doctor so that the doctor can give better advice. Smart Sleep is a soft headband. It helps people to sleep better. It collects information about people's sleep patterns, gives advice, and makes sounds to help people fall asleep. However, not all wearables are about health. Some are used for protection or to find the place you want to go, and some are just for fun. For example, you can hug someone from miles away with a smart jacket. You can also buy smart jewelry. These rings and necklaces can change color to match clothes or makeup, or they can send the police an alert if you are in danger. And with a smart hat, you can listen to music and answer calls without using headphones.
Pancake Day. In the UK, people celebrate Pancake Day. This festival takes place in February, on Shrove Tuesday. This is the day before Lent. Lent is an important time in the Christian calendar. It lasts 47 days. During Lent, people traditionally stop eating delicious food, like cakes and chocolate. So on Shrove Tuesday, they must eat up all the nice food in their cupboards. So they make pancakes, and they often eat them with lemon and sugar. Many British towns hold pancake races on Shrove Tuesday. People wear fancy dresses and run down the street with a pancake in a pan. They must throw the pancake in the air and catch it in the pan as they run. It must not fall on the ground. The tradition of pancake races started in Olney, Buckinghamshire. According to a story, a housewife made pancakes on Easter Sunday in 1445. Then she heard the church bells. She was worried because she was late for church, so she ran to church with her pan and pancake in her hand. Now, Olney's pancake race is famous. All the competitors are housewives. They must toss the pancake 3 times as they run to the church. Then they must serve their pancake to the bell ringer and receive a kiss from him. Westminster School, an old boys' school in London, has a different pancake tradition. The school cook makes a huge pancake and throws it over a 5-meter-high bar. The schoolboys run to take a piece of the pancake. The boy with the biggest piece of pancake wins some money. These days, few British people give up delicious food for Lent. But most people eat pancakes on Pancake Day. Tips for visiting London with young children. 1______. First, decide what you want to visit. Don't forget to check which days are less busy. Usually, there are more tourists at the weekend. Give yourself enough time to visit each place, and remember to include time to travel between them. 2______. Show pictures or videos of the places you'll visit to your children. This is a good way to get them interested in the trip. It also keeps them busy while you are traveling there. 3______. Think about how you'll go from one place to the other. The easiest way to travel around London is on the Tube. It's a train that goes underground. Buses are the cheapest way to travel. If you need help with directions, ask anyone around you. People in London don't smile a lot, but they're happy to help. 4______. There's a lot to do in London for everyone. Your children will definitely love Hamleys, the biggest toy shop in the world. It has 7 floors full of things to see, do, and buy. To avoid any problems, tell your children how much money they can spend before you go in. 5______. Children don't usually like museums, but the Natural History Museum and the Science Museum are great fun. Both have free activities for children of all ages. They can learn while they play. They are usually busy when the weather is bad. Go when the weather is good, when people want to be outside. 6______. Your kids will enjoy London. What about you? If you are interested in ancient history, visit the British Museum in the afternoon, while the children are sleeping. If you love animals, the Sea Life Aquarium and London Zoo are great, but family tickets can be expensive.
3 American festivals. Burning Man. Burning Man is an event that started in 1986 in Black Rock City, Nevada. People go to the desert and build a giant community for 9 days. At the end of the festival, they burn a giant wooden statue of a man. That's where the name comes from. The festival celebrates inclusion, community, and responsibility. Everyone should share their talents so others can enjoy them for free. It is now also very popular with young influencers on social media and other famous people. The Taste of Buffalo. The Taste of Buffalo in Buffalo, New York, is the largest 2-day food festival in the country every year. Nearly 500,000 people visit the festival to eat food from over 50 restaurants. There are over 200 different dishes to try. Most of the food is from regional restaurants, and it is a great family event. You can listen to live music from 2 stages, walk through the parks in downtown, as well as participate in a lot of different family-friendly activities. National Cherry Blossom Festival. The National Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C. is a spring event that remembers the gift of cherry trees from Japan to the USA in 1912. The trees were a present from the mayor of Tokyo to the mayor of Washington, D.C. The first celebration was in 1934. There is a parade every year with large balloons, marching bands from all over the country, and concerts. There are also a lot of different shows and events, such as a kite flying festival, a 10-mile run, and fireworks at night.
Online shopping. My name is Sarah, and I love shopping online. I prefer mobile phone apps, but sometimes I use my computer. The phone is more convenient for me, and I can even do my shopping from bed. I love shopping so much that I buy everything I need at home. I get food, electronics, books, and even large pieces of furniture like my sofa and bookshelves all online. But I still prefer getting clothes from a store so I can try them on to be sure they fit me fine. Yesterday, I bought a birthday present for my mother, and it arrived today. That saves me a lot of time. I am a very busy person, and I am a little forgetful too. If I think of something I need, then it is wonderful that I can buy it at that moment. My friends aren't as comfortable with buying things online as I am because they think that it can be dangerous. Of course, bad things sometimes happen, but I am very careful with all of my personal details. I think the biggest fear that people have with using their credit cards online is that someone will steal their number. It is important to be sure that the web page is secure. You can see this if the address has got an S in it, like https://. That S means it is safe. People should not be afraid of shopping online. I think it will be the only way we will do our shopping in the future.
A trip around the USA. Dear family, everything has been so much fun here in the US. I am sorry that it has taken me so long to write. When we arrived yesterday, we immediately went to our hotel in New York City, took showers, and began our sightseeing trip. We saw the Statue of Liberty, Wall Street, and Times Square, all in just one day. Unfortunately, we could only spend that one day in New York because we had to take the train to see the Niagara Falls. I am riding the train now as I write. We should arrive in a few hours. I think we'll go straight to bed as it will be past midnight when we arrive. After Niagara Falls, we're going to visit Toronto in Canada as it is only a little further north. I've never been to Canada, so that will be exciting. From Toronto, we're going to take a flight to Los Angeles. That's where we're going to stay for the rest of the trip. I think Sam wants to go to Disneyland, so I'm sure we'll do that. And of course, we're going to surf in the Pacific Ocean. I will try to write again soon, but we are doing so much that I can't make any promises. Take care. We love you both. Francis and Sam. My next summer holiday plan. I usually teach English at a language school in the summer. I often can't enjoy the summer because I am so busy. So this summer, I'm not planning to work. Instead, I'm going to have a proper summer holiday. I'm going to buy a camper van and drive around Ireland. I'm going to visit lots of beautiful beaches and learn to surf. I'm mostly going to travel alone, but I will visit friends. One friend, Kathy, is a school teacher, so she has a long summer holiday, so hopefully, we will spend a week or two together. Another Irish friend, Joe, has a new house there, so I'll stay with him for a few days and help him paint the rooms. Last year, I did a surfing instructor course, and I spent the summer teaching people to surf. It was great. I was in the sea and sun all day, and every evening, my friends and I had a barbecue on the beach. The surf school asked me to return this summer, but I'm not going to do that. Last autumn, I learned to scuba dive, and I'm going to do a diving instructor course soon. Then, I plan to teach diving all summer to earn some money. I don't want to stay in the UK. It's too cold here. I want to fly to Greece or Egypt. I'll go there alone. I'm sure I will meet lots of cool people there. Well, last month, my friend Alfie and I had a crazy idea. We decided to cycle from the south of England to the north of Scotland, from Land's End to John O'Groats. It's an 874-mile trip. It takes 10 to 14 days. But I'm not a fast cyclist, and I want to enjoy visiting different places, so we plan to ride for 4 weeks. We will visit historic cities like Bath and Edinburgh, cycle through the pretty countryside and visit museums and castles on the way. Alfie wanted to camp, but I'd like a comfortable bed at the end of each day, so we are going to stay in guest houses. I hope it doesn't rain a lot, but I hope it's not too hot either.
Looking for the perfect home. A house in the town center. This lovely house is near all the shops and schools. There's one large bedroom, a small bedroom, and a bathroom on the first floor. On the ground floor, the kitchen has a fridge, oven, and dining table. There's a bright living room with a sofa and TV. It also comes with a garage and a small garden for you to enjoy. Big family home. On the ground floor, the small kitchen includes a fridge, dishwasher, and a washing machine. A large living room with a big sofa is perfect for relaxing with all the family. On the first floor, this house has 3 large bedrooms, each with a bed, wardrobe, desk, and chair for homework. Outside, there's a big garden and a large garage. See, small city apartment. This modern 1-bedroom apartment has a kitchen with a fridge, cooker, and washing machine. In the living room, there's an armchair, a coffee table, and a TV. The bedroom has a large bed and wardrobe. There's also a small balcony for fresh air. There's no parking space. Beautiful countryside house. This beautiful 4-bedroom house comes with a kitchen that includes an oven, fridge, and dishwasher, all downstairs. Upstairs, there's another bedroom. This area is quiet because it's far from the city. From the large windows you can see trees and mountains. Sunny large apartment. This bright 2-bedroom apartment has a large modern kitchen with a fridge, oven, and washing machine. There's a large dining room with a big table and 10 chairs. The windows are large to let lots of sunlight in. There's no garden and no garage, but you have a parking space. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is celebrated in the USA on the 4th Thursday of November. The tradition comes from the first people to arrive from England to North America. The Native Americans taught them to grow food and hunt, and the Pilgrims invited the Native Americans for dinner after the harvest. This was the first Thanksgiving in common folklore. Nowadays, Thanksgiving is the country's largest secular holiday and represents a time when friends and family get together for a large turkey dinner. Traditionally, people make stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin pie to go with the huge roast turkey. In the morning, there is a massive parade in NYC called the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which has a lot of giant balloons, famous people, and marching bands. In the afternoon, people watch American football games. There is usually one game in the afternoon and one in the evening. Thanksgiving also marks the unofficial beginning of the holiday season in America. The Friday after Thanksgiving, which is the following day, is Black Friday and has a lot of crazy sales. Also, it is traditional to start putting up Christmas decorations after Thanksgiving if your family celebrates Christmas. Traditions around the world. The Kukri Festival. The Kukri Festival is one of the oldest traditions in Bulgaria. It happens every year in winter. Men wear special costumes and wear big, scary masks that look like animals. The men dance and make loud noises with bells. They do this to scare away bad spirits and bring good luck for the new year. The Kukri Festival is very colorful and exciting. People come from around the world to see it. The festival is a big part of Bulgarian culture and helps keep old traditions alive. The Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead is a special holiday in Mexico. It happens every year on November 1st and 2nd. People remember and honor their family members who have died. They believe that on these days, their spirits come back to visit. Families make altars with photos, flowers, candles, and food. Bread of the Dead is a popular recipe. Some people also paint their faces to look like skeletons and dress in colorful clothes. The Day of the Dead is a happy celebration, not a sad one. It is a way to celebrate life and remember the past. La Tomatina. Every year, on the last Wednesday of August, the quiet village of Bunal, Spain, becomes busy and full of people. Everyone goes out to the streets to throw tomatoes at each other. It is a big, fun food fight. The festival lasts about 1 hour, and everyone gets very dirty, so they all wear old clothes. Before the tomato fight, there are other activities, like parades and music. After the battle, the streets are covered in tomato juice, but they get cleaned.
Top things that I do. I work at a coffee shop from Monday until Saturday. I start work at 7 a.m., so I wake up very early. Today is Sunday, and it's my favorite day of the week. I don't want ______ on Sunday, so I can get up late. I live with my parents and my brother and sister. They all drink tea in the morning, but I too _____ with milk and sugar to start my day. On Sunday mornings, I 3 _________. I often do yoga, but I go running if I have time. Sometimes, I go for a walk and take my camera with me. I like to 4 _____ of the nice things I see. Look, that's the picture of a beautiful bird I saw yesterday. When I'm tired, I go home and relax. I sometimes 5 _______. My favorite writer is Stephen King. Then, I 6 _____ Annie, and we decide what to do. She usually wants to stay at home and 7 ______. She's really good at it, and she always wins. I prefer to spend the day outside, and sometimes we 8 ______. It's my favorite sport. When I'm hungry, I 9 ______ and eat with my family in the kitchen. After that, my brother and my sister wash the dishes. We go to the living room and 10 ______ together. We love adventure films, but we also like documentaries about animals. What's your favorite day of the week? What do you do on that day?
The daily routines of a sportswoman. Janet is an athlete, and she wakes up at 4:30 a.m. every weekday morning. She spends the first 30 minutes reading and then 15 minutes meditating. At 5:15 a.m. Janet checks her email for only 30 minutes and then goes for her first run of the day. She runs for an hour and a half along the lake near her house. After running, Janet has a shower and then prepares breakfast, which is usually cereal and fruit. However, she occasionally has a less healthy breakfast. She usually finishes breakfast at around 8 a.m. If it is a weekday, she always leaves the house at 8:20 and goes to training. Her training starts at 9 a.m., and she needs 30 minutes to drive to the gym. She trains for 3 hours with her team and then goes home for lunch. She always eats a very big and healthy lunch. As soon as she finishes lunch, she has a nap for 1 hour. After her nap, she likes to go for a walk around the lake and look at nature. She sometimes reads or meditates at the lake in the afternoon. In the evening, during the week, she meets up with friends. Most of her friends are athletes too, so they have a lot to talk about. She typically goes to bed at 9 p.m. because she prefers to be awake in the morning than at night. She sometimes falls asleep listening to music, but she never watches the television or reads anything on her tablet. She always makes sure her alarm is set and is almost always asleep by 9:45 p.m.
A day in the life of an airline pilot. Carol is an airplane pilot. She usually works during the week and has weekends off, but she sometimes works Saturdays or Sundays. When Carol has to work, her day usually starts very early in the morning. She wakes up at 4 a.m. and gets ready for work. She has a shower and gets dressed. She wears a uniform. At 4:30, Carol has cereal with milk and drinks a large coffee. After that, she packs her flight bag for the day. At 5 o'clock, she gets in her car and drives to the airport. Before the flight, she meets the rest of her crew. The first officer helps her fly the plane, and the cabin crew look after the passengers during the flight. They talk about the weather while they get on board the plane all together. During the flight, the cabin crew give food and drinks to the passengers. Carol talks to the passengers. She gives them some information about the flight. She tells them how long the flight is, how fast they fly, and how high they are. When they land at their destination, Carol says goodbye to the passengers and meets her crew to check if everything is okay. After work, Carol drives home. Carol arrives home at 5 p.m. At home, she does yoga for 30 minutes to relax. Then, she cooks some food and has dinner at 7 p.m. After dinner, she checks her emails for 45 minutes. Flying a plane is very tiring and Carol goes to bed very early, at 9 p.m. Sometimes, she reads a book for 1 hour before sleeping.
The British ways. Yuki from Japan. I like living in the UK. People are always polite and friendly, which makes me feel welcome. It often rains, but I don't mind because I love the green parks. I enjoy drinking tea with my friends and learning about British traditions. British food is different, but I like it. I sometimes miss Japanese food. Carlos from Spain. In the UK, people drink tea many times a day, which is interesting to me. I often see them queuing for everything, and I think it's very polite. It is sometimes cold, and it often rains. I miss the sun from Spain. But in the UK, there are beautiful parks and green countryside. The pubs are nice places to go with friends. Anna from Poland. I like British customs very much. People say please and thank you all the time, which is very polite. It rains a lot in the UK, and everyone has an umbrella. I enjoy visiting the museums, which are usually free. I'm not a fan of the food here, but the old buildings and the history are very interesting. Ahmed from Egypt. In many countries, people are often late, but in the UK, people are always on time, which is good. They drink tea very often. I also drink a lot of tea. It is usually cold, but the houses are nice and warm. I sometimes miss the nice weather of my country.
My life abroad. Teresa from Spain. I moved to Canada last year with my family. My friends told me English is difficult to learn, but it's easy for me. I take classes at a school to learn more. I also watch movies with English subtitles. People in Canada are very friendly. They say, thank you, and sorry, a lot. I love going to the park and playing football in my free time. Ahmed from Egypt. I am living in Germany for my job. Learning German is not easy. I study every night after work. I also practice by speaking to my neighbors. The food here is not like in my country, but I like trying new things. On Saturday and Sunday, I go hiking with my friends. It is my new favorite hobby. Ling from China. I came to Australia to study. I didn't speak English when I moved, but I'm learning now. I speak English every day with my classmates. Australian people are very relaxed and they are great. They like to have barbecues. After school and at the weekend, I go to the beach or learn how to surf. I enjoy my new life here. Carlos from Brazil. I moved to Japan for work. Japanese is very hard, but I am learning slowly. I take lessons at night. People here are very polite. Bowing when you meet someone is a custom. I like learning about Japanese culture. In my free time, I visit temples and try local food. My favorite is sushi.
My neighborhood. My neighborhood is very peaceful and quiet. It is a new neighborhood, and there are a lot of big houses and some apartment buildings. The streets are very clean, and there aren't many cars. My school is near my house. I can walk there in 10 minutes. There's also a park, which has a small playground for children and a large field. I like to play baseball there with my friends after school. All of the houses have a small front yard, but big backyards. Most of my neighbors have a swimming pool, and some even have a trampoline. Everyone has a flower garden, and in the spring, it is very beautiful. My road is called Maple Road. It is not in the city. It's in the suburbs. There aren't any restaurants, bars, or cinemas on my road. But if you go to Main Street, you can find a lot of things to do. My favorite store is there. It's called Knick Knack, and they sell everything you can imagine. I like my neighborhood because it is very safe. There is no crime, and all of my neighbors take care of each other. The police station is next to the school, which is very nice. However, the hospital is quite far. It is in the city, and we have to drive 30 minutes to get there. My friends live near me, and we often meet up to play or just talk. We love playing hockey in the street because there isn't any traffic. I think I am lucky to live in my neighborhood. About my family. Dear Marta, I'm going to tell you about my family. I live with my little sister, mom, and dad. We live in London, although I grew up in Lancaster, a beautiful city in the north of England. My dad's name is Pierre. He's from France, and he speaks English and French. When he was young, my mother went to France on a student exchange, and they met there. A few years later, my dad moved to England and married my mom. He works as a French teacher. He's very tall, much taller than my mom, and athletic. He's got short blonde hair and blue eyes. My mom's name is Anna. She's English. She's quite short, and she's got long curly brown hair and brown eyes. She works at a chemist's opposite our home. She can speak French too. My sister Julia is 18 years old, and she's got the same color of hair and eyes as my father. She loves playing the piano and dancing. She's very talented, and she would like to be a professional musician. I've got short blonde hair like my dad, but brown eyes like my mom. We all love playing board games together on Friday evenings, and we always order pizza. Our favorite game is Monopoly. Oh, I almost forgot. We've also got a pet cat, Snowball. She's all white and has got a lot of fur. She likes sleeping on me. Right back soon. Please, tell me about your family too. Love, Jonathan.